Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about basically the first Meteor app that I built, and also some tips for people who are, when you're building your first Meteor app, or kind of starting out coding, or whatever. And that app is actually, you're actually looking at the app. So this app is basically, I'm kind of scratching my own itch. I was always finding when I go to events and stuff, I organize events, whatever. I want to post info like what's the Wi-Fi, who's going to be speaking, and then provide updated information. So this is basically just using Markdown. It's very basic. You can put in HTML if you want, create some styling. Usually that's kind of what I did that just for the purposes of the presentation. And then when you want to present, click play, or if you want it to be a little simpler, just do return, and it presents it. And it's really nice because it's a nice little like a single slide presentation, but it's still just it's right here in your working in your browser. And also the other thing that's a little different here is that this is actually basically offline. So if you go here, you're not going to see this. When you go here, you will see something like this. I'll undo that. So my thing back, but you'll see something blank because the whole point is I actually intentionally did not want this to be I didn't want to deal with database authentication, anything like that. This is just for like a quick one-off, present information to in the moment for an event or whatever the case may be. So all these points that I had here, these were actually more just to fill it up to show you an example. I mean, we can talk about these are more just like all the normal stuff that you would remember if you're making your own app. The one thing I guess that is, if I could talk about a little bit, scratching your own itch, this is what I'm doing right here. This is my own need, something I'm solving my own problem. I'm treating it like a real project. So when I'm working on it, like I have a Trello board, I have a backlog, I'm working through stuff. So I'm taking it seriously. Even if you're building your own app, take it seriously and treat it like a real project, even if it's just you. Doing one thing, try to do it well. This another maxim, do one thing well. Just try to do just one thing. So this is just doing one really simple thing. Where the hipster trap. So what I mean by that is, do not use something because it's the new cool thing. So if it's like React, so when React came out or Flowrider or whatever, don't use it because it's new. If you don't understand something, if you're not willing and expecting to have to do a lot of your own hacking, stay away and just keep it simple. And the last thing is, if you're coding your app, and this is again, this is more like for people who are beginners or whatever. One of the very first things you should do is deploy it, to Meteor, Meteor.com, whatever. Because until you've done that, you haven't actually you're sitting and working something locally. That's one thing. You need to get it. The deploying part is a huge aspect of really understanding issues relating to your application. So that's all I have.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll do some questions. Tom, do you have a question?
Yeah. So could you talk about what way did you decide to deploy this?
Sure. So the question is about how I decided to deploy this. This is just deployed to Meteor.com. Because or deck.meteor.com, and then I'm just doing a like I think it's a CNAME, yeah, just to my router through the registrar, and that's it. Because this is kind of following what we call there's sort of something that we call kind of the offline first. I don't know what to call it. It's a principle or whatever, but it's basically to make sure that something works offline. And then it can work online. And this isn't really perfectly true to that. The idea behind that actually is, which is a little bit off topic, is, let's say that's really more for a mobile device, is I make some changes and I'm offline, I'm not connected, and then when I do get connected back again, it just syncs the information back up. That doesn't really apply here, but with Meteor, that is something that you get. So that's sort of separate from this app. But
All right, guys, in the interest of time, if you do have further questions, please see Andrew's offline.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.